Entitlement. What is it and how do we get rid of it, both in the office as well as with possibly our own children? This is what we're going to be talking about actually today. The article I was reading in Forbes, it was actually called Generation Y and Z, Empowered or Entitled. And it's interesting when we often think about entitled, we often, a lot of the articles is around Generation Y and Z. And I really challenge that. I think all generations can be entitled and all generations can be grateful. And so that's what I'm going to focus on. I'm going to focus on in this video around entitlement for all generations, all right, for all generations. So, but I want to give you some really practical tools you can apply both to your professional life as well as your family. So the first thing that I want to say is that it's really important. So let's say you have let's say you are a professional in your office right now, and you want to make sure that you don't come across entitled. And you're like, "Gosh, Karen, I don't really know how to do that." Here's one of the little tips. You want to make sure you're asking, not telling your boss or your manager or whoever you report to. There's something. This is a little bit of a generational difference that I think is it's a communication difference. It's not intended to be entitled, but it can come across entitled. It's a lot of times perceived as entitled. So it's the difference between somebody saying, I need to take Friday off versus can I have Friday off? That difference of question will get perceived as you're respecting your the hierarchy and you are respecting your elders, and that will go over really well. The telling comes across as entitled. And so again, those are those little differences, those little kind of communication differences that I think is actually really important. The second tip I want to share is that do you know what the opposite is of entitled? It's grateful. So if we want to really build amazing cultures in the office as well as with our family, we want to make sure that we are building a grateful, appreciative culture. And so how do you do that? You say thank you a lot. So when somebody does something, you say thank you. When your family does something, you say thank you. And it's interesting because a lot of times when I share this, people are like, "Oh, Karen, we shouldn't have to say thank you when somebody hands in a report on time, or we shouldn't have to say thank you when our kids make their bed because they're supposed to do that anyway." And my whole thinking is, end goal. I'm always thinking end game. And if the end game is we want to build really great cultures and engage cultures, we want to make sure that they are grateful cultures. And so it takes how long to say thank you? It takes like 0.5 seconds. And this is good. And so we want to model the grateful attitude both at work and actually at home. And so if we really want to kind of get rid of the entitlement, make sure that we are modeling the grateful attitude and that we are requiring the grateful attitude actually from both actually cultures as well. Communication is huge. Communication is such a cornerstone of leadership skills. And so if you like this content, you like this video, go to our website, dkleadership.org. DK stands for DK Leader, Dr. Karen, leadership.org, and sign up for our newsletter. Every week we give out free more tools, free videos, different tips that can really help you in your business, your relationships, and your wellness, both at work and actually at home. And so that's a great resource. If you like this video, you want to kind of make sure you get more of it. The third thing I want to say just around this issue around entitlement is there's a really interesting principle. I've talked about this in some of the other videos. You can check out all the other videos that I've done, but it's a principle that's called over-functioning, under-functioning. Okay, so for all of us who are a visual learner, I want you to visualize for me a teeter-totter as one side goes up, the other side goes down. In a lot of relationships between two people, both at work and at home, what we often get stuck in is one person does more of the work. They do all the giving, and the other person does all the taking. It operates like a teeter-totter. So the more one gives means the more one takes. So what does that do? The giver starts getting really frustrated and resentful and look all what I'm doing for you. And the taker starts becoming really entitled. This is going to cause all kinds of relationship conflicts and communication problems. And so this is for all of the givers on the that's watching this right now, is you can't make somebody grateful, but what you can do is actually stop giving or reduce your giving. And when you actually start pulling back, a lot of times it actually encourages the person to actually step up. I am a natural giver. That is why I went into this field of psychology to help people. I have also learned that if I overgive and I give, and if somebody is not reciprocating with gratitude, I could be angry about it, or I could just actually pull back. I could actually just do this. And I've had to learn this professionally, and I've actually had to learn this personally. And so this is a wonderful thing. You can apply this principle. You can apply it both to your work and your home. If you really want to make sure you're not encouraging entitlement with your team and with your kids, be really mindful that you're not overgiving. You want to give, for sure you want to give, but you also want to expect and require them to also contribute. If we don't create a sense of balance, what happens is we're going to get resentful, and that's not going to be good for anybody. So really be mindful to making sure that you're not overgiving, that you give, but you're also requiring others to step up. So if you've liked this video, check out our other videos. We've got dozens, if not hundreds now here on YouTube. Check out some of our other videos that really focus in on teaching leadership tools to help you achieve your vision in business, relationships, and wellness.